Welcome back to another episode of In El Barrio with Kirbyyyonna on 97.9 The Beats. And I hope your face is looking right and your braids is real tight because I have a live influencer in the building with me. We're talking a networker extraordinaire, a professional barber, well, a master barber at the Clutch Barber Supply, event coordinator, associate board member at the DEC Network, a mother, woman de la gente, Mexican American, Miss Andrea Thompson, or better known as FadesxDre. Hey, girl.
Hello, hello. I'm so happy to be here.
Oh my
Talk
gosh.
to you.
Girl, you're like a hot commodity. I think right now you're like I don't know how you're everywhere at the same time, but I was like, she got time for us.
Balance. I'm learning that still every day.
You are killing it for facts.
Thank you.
So around here, I like to really start with basically our roots. People don't realize there's so many different types of Latine. So with that, I always like to say, where are you from? What's your background? Where your family from?
So my family is from Hermosillo, Sonora. So I am Mexican. My mom was first generation. So my grandma was actually from Mexico. I grew up back and forth with in between Texas and New Mexico.
Okay.
And then I ended back up in South Texas. And then I've been in Dallas for about a year and a half now.
Okay, yeah, because I was gonna say I know that I think right before you were here, you were at in Corpus Christi or Selena's resting place, as I like to call it.
Yes, I was cutting in Corpus. I lived in a small town outside of Corpus,
Okay.
and I was cutting it at a shop in Corpus. And then that was right before I came to Dallas.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so why Dallas?
So Dallas is the first city I've ever lived in. I've always lived in small towns, and I had one friend here in Dallas, and we grew up together in New Mexico. And so she said, "Come visit me one day," and I came to visit her. And I really liked Dallas. And well, I came another time, and then I really started to fall in love with the everyone was so welcoming, so much opportunity. They were like, "Oh, you're a barber. You could kill it here. We can do this. We can work together." So the opportunity and the city, I was like, man. But I have kids, so I said I need to do this right. So I went back and forth for a year. I would come and cut on the weekends,
Mhm.
and I figured out where I wanted to live, the
Yeah.
shop I wanted to work at, and then a year later, I did the move.
Girl, you saying that's like a 30-minute drive. That's on the weekend, girl. You putting dedication in.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's
definitely did.
amazing. Girl, you're a superwoman, especially with the mothering on top. Like, okay. So how do you feel like the move has like changed or affected you in your journey?
Oh my gosh. There's been so much opportunity that has come from Dallas, and I've met amazing people, and it's opened up opportunities to let me give back with my purpose. I feel like before I was a barber, I worked with the state in different areas of the state, and I never could, you're always capped. And
Right.
so when I got into barbering, I said I need to really use my purpose towards giving back, towards community, just towards mi gente, all of that. Like that's what I wanted. And so I felt like when I came here, I don't know how, but I ended up in the right circles, and I've been able to use my barbering to give back. So I'm making money, but I'm also able to serve, I feel like, the purpose God has given me. So it's just been like an all around, I don't know, just I'm just grateful.
I love that. Shout out to the bestie because she really linked up what she needed to do.
Yes, yes.
But like you said, I mean, I know that I've again from just the recap reel of stalking you on social media, your journey it has flowed so quickly. How do you feel like, I mean, being a female barber in a primarily still male dominated field, how do you feel like that has been for you in your experience? Has it like helped you or hindered you?
Um, I feel like if anything, it's helped me, but it's also taught me how resilient I am, because I feel like people, it's an advantage, and I wouldn't really say a disadvantage, but I feel like I have to prove myself 10 times more than if a guy was to just walk in with some clippers, not only because I'm a female, but because I'm also Mexican. That is a very big thing, because that's they'll look at me and just be like, you can cut. I'm like, why do you
Yeah.
think I can't cut? That's always just the initial assumption that they make. So I guess if anything, it's taught me just to always show up. I guess I always show up at my best to kind of prove myself, because I don't always know if I'll get a second chance. I don't always know if I'll get that opportunity again.
Mhm.
So it's also taught me that, because a lot of people will say I only get into certain rooms because of a certain reason, but what's crazy is that will only get you so far. You have to be able to maintain your position. And I
Yes.
feel like I have in these rooms, and I feel like it's because of my talent and because I do bring something to the table, and the people around me and the networks that I've been in have been able to recognize that and value that. So you just have to let people
Yeah.
think it's
And you literally hit it. Actually, I was gonna ask if being Latina had any, especially in Dallas. I don't know. I mean, I feel like in South Texas there might be like a whole bunch of Mexicans down there. So
yeah.
I don't know if it really was there a difference with you being like a Mexican, like in the barbershop, from being in South Texas to being up here in Dallas
I
in that
think
specific area?
I'm going to be honest with you. It's actually been easier with me here. I
Okay.
think because of all the openness and diversity. So in the
Mhm.
South, there is a lot more Mexican Americans, but it's also very old school based. So, like,
Mhm.
women aren't in the barbershop.
Interesting.
So here, it's more diverse. Like, there's not a lot of female barbers, but there is female barbers. And it's, I mean, Dallas is open to a lot of things that other parts of Texas, are not. So I feel like being in a city has, it's opened up in that way for opportunity, because I feel like people are more accepting of diversity
Yeah.
in this industry also.
For sure. Because I was gonna say like no shade, no tea, but like why not Houston? It's like next door or something.
I tried. I tried.
Really?
You know what's crazy is I wanted Houston because it's right there and it would
Yeah.
have been so much easier.
Right.
But when I would try to go to Houston events, or they were not messing with me. Like, they just didn't see. I mean, it was like, "Oh, hi," and then that was it. Like, they just weren't really wanting to work with me.
Mm.
But in Dallas, everybody was wanting to work with me and following up, and, "Hey, come to my shop, come check this out. Hey, we want you to host this event." I mean, I was hosting stuff here before I even moved here. People were just really interested in working with me, and they saw the value from the beginning. And that's why I chose Dallas, because Houston was, and it's crazy because recently I had an event that goes on in Houston asked me to judge for them, because they do a pop-up in Dallas for their tour. And so they asked me to judge. And I said, wow, like a year and a half later, and Houston's
Yeah.
finally tapping in. But you know what? And it's over here in Dallas. So that's cool.
Been
So I
better.
finally got Houston to tap in.
Yes, but that's crazy. Like, cause you started your journey in like 2020 on just like some casual, like you have a son and you were like cutting his hair.
hmm
And
hmm
then now you're judging like actual barber competitions with less than 5 years. Like in less than 5 years, you're at the top of your industry. What is that? What do you account to that? Like, why? How in the hell, girl?
I feel like what I can honestly say about myself and people around me is I feel like I've remained genuine in this whole process. And I feel like the blessings have came to me because I haven't forgot to bless others. And I really feel, the thing is, I don't feel like I've done anything different. I've been sacrificing, I've been putting the work in really this whole time. And I feel like it's a true testament to consistency and hard work and remaining to walk in your faith. Like that's all I can really think of, because that's what I've continued to do this whole time. And I see other people who've been doing what I've been doing for years and haven't, they're like, how do you get those opportunities? But I feel like it's really what's in you, like what's in your heart, what's in your intentions. And I feel like that always shows, because those blessings will come back to you if you're doing things the way you should be doing them. So
Absolutely.
I just feel like being genuine, consistent, that's what's worked for me.
Yeah, vibe attract your tribes. that kind of stuff.
Well, and you have to also show up for other people, because I know a
Mm,
lot of people who are like, "Well, how did you get in here? How did you?" And my thing is, I show up for other people too. You
mm,
know, if someone's coming to my events, I'm going to their events. I'm supporting them. I'm sharing their things on social media. I'm donating, I'm popping up for what you need me to. And that's the thing that I also people don't realize how important or how much that means to people who are trying to get their events out there, who are trying to make a name for themselves. Like, just share their stuff. Just show up for people, and they'll return the favor.
Yep. I was actually going to say, I'm glad you said that because I was going to say that transitions me into my next part of, you're really big on networking. You're an advocating
Mhm.
person of, I always say, we always get that one Thea that always knows a person for every single thing you need. What you need, baby? I know somebody. So exactly, because you already know. So I feel like you definitely are like the best type of like person to kind of just represent. Like it seems like you again you've come here in less than a year or year and a half or so, and
Mhm.
your circles, you have the right circles. You are right. You're at the top of the culture curation of a top 5 city in the nation, which is huge. It's incredible. So how do you feel like networking has attributed to you getting there?
That sounds like crazy when you say it.
It's real. Look, I'm just
I
hey,
have
that's
to
exactly.
I feel like I have to catch up too sometimes, because I have to sit
Yeah.
back and be like, wow, like that's crazy. So you're saying, how do I feel the networking? I'm sorry, what did you
Yeah, no, it's cool. Girl, yeah, sit back and hell yeah, you did that. You did that. No, but how do you feel like, you just really prioritizing and putting the value behind upkeeping your networking has gotten you to such a top of a large, huge city in such an influential way?
I feel like networking has been key, because I can do what I do, but if I'm not doing it in the right rooms or getting it out to the right people, then I'm kind of just going to stay in this little pond or bubble.
Mhm.
So I feel like not only it's choosing which networks though too, because you have to be I'm very picky about what barbershop I'm in. I'm very picky about the events I go to, who I choose to have around me, because I have certain values, and I move a certain way, and I have kids who look up to me, and they watch, even if they're not at that thing, like they know, what I'm doing. And so I think it's not only important to network, but it's also important to choose your networks wisely,
Mm.
because there is some networks that I've been in that I didn't feel truly believed in me. And so I kind of had to move. You kind of have to move around to where you feel at your best self. You feel empowered. You feel inspired. I love going into an event and I feel inspired. I feel like if I come and sit at a table, I want to leave feeling inspired.
Yes.
And so I think being around the right people, and I feel like you can just tell when people are genuine, and you can just feel the energy.
Right.
So I feel like it's all been vital, it's all been key. And obviously the people that I have chosen to surround myself with, have put me in those positions because they're at those positions and they do great things, and they're they're pretty much like mentors, and
Mm.
they're leading me. And now when I do have time to give back, or I do, like, it's always to them, because I already know their intentions. And if it was something negative, I would have already known, and I wouldn't be in these positions. So,
Right. No, for facts. Absolutely. So one of those positions is a board member on DEC Network.
mhm.
And people who don't know anything about what DC Network is or what it does, can you go into a little detail about that?
Yes, so it is, the Deck Network. The Deck Network is based on Dallas entrepreneurs, and they have been around for 10 years. We just celebrated our 10 years, and they are really all about helping entrepreneurs. Like, if you go to a Deck Network and you talk to somebody, they're going to say, who are you and how can we help you? They will get you in pop-ups. There's pitch competitions. There is a mentorship program. You can be a mentor or a mentee. There is, we do our off the clock mixers. I'm on the committee for the off the clock mixers, where we just set up events. You come, you mingle. And I decided to join the board because I've always made valuable connections at these mixers. They do Dallas Startup Weekends every September. And we brought Chameleonaire out this last year, and that was amazing. Very, like, I didn't even know everything that he had going on. He said, "Y'all think I fell off," and that's really not the case.
I
We're
love
like, no, not at all. So he did it the right way, but it's just it's just a network of entrepreneurs who are trying to uplift other entrepreneurs, small businesses. There's people in tech, there's people in real estate, literally everything you can think of. People who just created their own lines, innovators. I mean, of all walks of life.
yes.
So that is the Deck Network.
Girl, so I know you giving out a lot of good fades, braids, facial. You do facials too, right? Like skincare.
There's a skincare that comes with the beard.
Oh,
I do.
fancy. Oh, so beards. Yes, y'all know y'all better keep it. If you're bald head, you can still get your beard nice
Yeah.
looking. Look, and I was gonna say, and from doing all this, now you're up. You're about to be an award-winning woman as well.
Are we
So,
manifesting? Yeah.
look, that's what I'm saying. We're just saying it because it is okay. Period. So the Barber's Choice Awards, the first ever, right?
Yes, yes.
The first ever, and you are up for a few nominations.
Yes.
Female barber, new barber influencer, rookie of the year.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes, those three.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool. So first up, how do you feel? Those are big. That's big.
I'm so honored because, first of all, Dallas needed this because we have some amazing barbers in our city. So it's really to highlight Texas barbers.
Mhm.
So out of Texas and then to be in Dallas, like it's crazy to me. So
Right?
because I'm still considered a rookie in this game. You
Yeah.
know, I haven't even been doing it, yeah, like you said, for 5 years. So I'm definitely honored, but I guess it's just a true testament to like my hard work is paying off, and I feel like I'm in the right place because to have this nomination shows that, you know, these people do see value.
Mhm.
And so it's just, I don't know, it's a win all the way around. Even just being nominated, like that was enough. And then in three categories, like my name came out in three. I didn't know that. And I was
Yes. Yeah. So
like,
you
okay.
you're
It's
paying
like it's
attention,
just a
girl.
little.
Paying attention.
Yes, yes. So yeah, it's just an I'm truly honored.
Yeah. So I was gonna say one thing and how people are always like able to how I was able to stalk you so efficiently is because again, your influencer of the year award coming up. And I noticed that you do incorporate a lot of like music into your influence. How does music play into your influence?
Oh, so music, of course, we always have music at the shop, right? And I've been in different shops, and it's crazy because where I'm at now, all my clients come in and they're like, "Okay, this is more like you, Drea," because we play um it's more of a Latino shop, you know. All of us are Latinos, and so we play reggaeton, and then you might come in there and catch like some corridos every now and then, whatever. So it's
Yes.
just like it's very much it's like the space around you also helps you create.
Mhm.
So it changes how comfortable I am like with cutting, and so that's mainly what we listen to.
Yes.
Mainly what I listen to. A lot of hip hop. I think it's almost so barbering has become its own culture.
Mhm.
And I feel like, you know, in my culture, just with reggaeton and then hip hop, like it's fun, it's upbeat. We love what we do. So it just goes with the whole vibe.
Yeah. No, sincerely, like even the children are loving corridos now. Like and it's crazy. They're not even Mexican and they're loving them. So we
Oh
love
no,
that.
they're always in there with the reggaeton. Like they love it.
Yes, absolutely. It's
Family friendly.
yes. So okay, so but like you said, you're a woman who went from working with the state of Texas to basically being your own boss now as a master barber, and even being again, you're at the top of a master barber for Clutch Barber Supply, which
Yes.
what, just real quick, what does that mean? People can buy in from you. Look, what's that mean?
So, Clutch Barber Supply is a barber supply located in Grand Prairie, and they've always highlighted barbers in the area. So somehow they found me and they loved what I was doing. And she was like, I'm doing they do a special event and they highlight these barbers. So if you go to Clutch Barber Supply, there's a whole poster of me and 11 other barbers that she highlighted for the year. So we
Yes.
are considered the Clutch Masters, and just because of the work we do in the community and our skill.
I love that. So, out of all of these different things, how do you feel like your Latino background has played a part in your navigating your journey?
Because it keeps me grounded.
Mm.
It keeps me rooted. It reminds me who I am every day. And I like on the Deck Network, I'm the only Latin person on there, Latino on the board. So it puts representation and it makes other people, like the other day, we used one of my friend's companies. He has a luxury car company and the driver was a Latina. And when I was leaving, she was like, keep representing for Latinas. Like, I love to see it. And I was like, oh, I
Yeah.
love that. Like,
Yes.
I didn't expect to hear that. And I think that it's really just it's my roots. It keeps me grounded and it reminds me, when I talk to my grandma and I get to visit with her, it just brings me back and reminds me who I am and reminds me that we do belong in all places.
Yes.
So
Please let them know, Dre. Please. No, that is all facts, and that's one of the reasons that I instantly was like, "Yes, I love this. I love everything you have going on. I support you. I'm a fan." But for people who want to know what's going on next with you and want to follow along your journey, how can they tap in and be a part of your journey with you?
So you can find me on Instagram and Facebook at FadesxDre, and that is spelled FadesxDre. I'm also located right off of downtown in Dallas at Suave Elite Barbershop, who was also nominated for Barbershop of the Year. So don't forget to vote for that too. And so you can always book an appointment with me. All of my links are on my Instagram. I'm mostly active on Instagram. I'm also on LinkedIn. So any one of those platforms.
And you can vote for her at her Instagram too.
Yes. Yes. The link is there. Yes. barberchoiceawards.com. Voting is open until Sunday.
Beautiful. And I have just one last thing, and then Reagan, I'll get off. I know I'll be talking too much. Oops, my bad. But one last question. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. Where's Usher?
In my drop top, cruising the streets.
You
really did your homework. I love that.
I loved it. I was like, y'all gonna get it. Y'all gonna get it. Oh my God.
That's so funny. You'd be surprised how many people don't get it.
No, I was. Girl, I was like, how y'all don't know? How old are you? Where are you at? But
no, I'm old.
No, look, me too. That's all that is. But if y'all want to be along and know why we're kikiing haha so much and to see another woman who is obviously a pioneer on the Latina trail, please make sure you do go follow FadesxDre and make sure you tune in soon because we'll have another episode. We're bringing it back with another Latina in the DFW Metroplex doing our thing because that's how we do it right here on In El Barrio with 97.9 The Beat.